Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast started by Closers.io, where we explore the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Milan Kohut, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced, the lessons learned, and the strategies fueling future growth. Today, I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by Gina Blundell, an accredited trauma-informed coach and certified financial coach at Gina B. She guides midlife women through divorce, from financial abuse and emotional turmoil toward independence and thriving. Drawing from her own experience with an absent ex-husband's control, Gina equips clients with grounding techniques, breath work, and steps to process trauma and regain financial control. As one of her clients noted, feeling calm and connected after just one session. With that being said, Gina, let me officially welcome you to Founders Future.
Thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
It's great to have you.
It's really great to be here, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to the conversation, so we're going to jump right into it. What I love to do at the beginning of every single episode is really travel back in time, right?
Yeah,
Briefly,
sure.
what is it that you did before this? And then what was the motivation for starting this business?
Right. Well, before I was a mum at home, I had a career in accountancy. So I was a management accountant in London for quite a while. And then I was a mum at home, and then I got into network marketing for a while being a mum at home and doing that as well. And then with the inspiration of people that I surrounded myself with and doing that business and mixing with those kind of people, I left my now ex-husband after 30 years. I realised that I was in an abusive relationship. Didn't realise while I was in it, I kind of knew there was things that were not right, and I just explored it more, and then realised that I don't want to be doing this. Do I want to stay for the rest of my life? All of this thing, and I think for me, that's what was the catalyst to leave. Really, why my son was coming up 18, and that was it was over 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago. So he was coming up 18, and I just thought, right, it's now or not, and the year was 2020, not only a new year, but a new decade as well. And I just thought, right, I'm gonna go. And
Yeah.
that was the catalyst for it, really. So that is my background, and that's how I help midlife women as well. So, yeah.
So you've really been through the trenches yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I've had real life experience as well as obviously qualifying in it, and then all of that as well. So when you
Yeah.
lived it, it
Yeah.
comes across as well,
I mean,
for
obviously, there is a lot of education behind what you do, but to be honest, I feel like those coaches who actually went through the experiences like these,
yes,
it's just a completely different level of understanding when you talk to your clients, right?
yeah,
Like you can
exactly.
truly relate to what they're going
Yes,
through. So, yeah,
exactly
yeah.
that. That's right. You can
Gina,
truly relate.
yeah, let's talk about where this journey overall got you and what the business really looks like for you today. In this part of the podcast, what I want to do is get the listeners closer understanding, first of all, who it is exactly that you're helping. You already gave us a little sneak peek there, but
Yeah.
also what are the core offerings that you have in place for your clients? So tell us all about that.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah. So basically, I help midlife ladies that are literally been married quite a while, like 15, 20, 30 years upwards. The fact that they can actually, they're unhappy, they can leave, and anything is possible for them. And so what my process is, I offer one-to-one coaching, plus I offer divorce reset retreats. And so that's a day and a night. So we spend all day together mapping out where they are, where they're going to want to go, who they want to be really. And we go through all that, and then there's a VIP day. Plus I do brain spotting around my coaching as well. So that's the packages that I do.
Mm.
And
Basically, like rediscovering yourself with it.
yes,
Yeah.
so yeah, so that's so that they can transform into what they want to be, when they
Mm.
leave. Or because the thing is, when you're dealing with these sort of ladies, they're very, very conditioned, and I know that because I was very conditioned throughout the marriage. So of course you don't believe that you can leave, you don't believe that you can
Mhm.
take a step, but you certainly can. And it's the step that is the first thing, is actually reaching out, which is a hard thing to do. I mean, I know when I was working with a coach when I started, and you doubt yourself so much, and that's the thing. And I think
Yeah.
it's really difficult for ladies, but what I show them, there is a way, and it's going through that as well. Plus I host a podcast myself, like Divorce Reset podcast, that they could listen to too. So
Mhm.
it's, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is relevant for every single aspect of our lives. Pretty much in anything we create and develop this programming. So it's
Yes,
kind of hard to first identify it and then also overcome it. So,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Gina, I had a chance and the opportunity to talk to a lot of people from your industry. Everybody has a different angle towards the offer. Everybody's structure is a little bit different. So I want to dive into what you said. You basically named two main categories, which is the one-on-one coaching where it gets really personal, but also
Yes.
the VIP retreats where you can do a
Yeah.
lot of work within like 24 hours, right?
Yeah, that's
But
right. Yeah.
when it comes to the coaching and your one-on-ones, what would you say is the average duration of a client working with you? What is the frequency? Is it online? Is it in person? Just tell us more about it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I want to do more in person, and now that I'm in Essex near London, I can do that more than when I was in Devon in the West Country. But mainly do it online. But it varies really, because I've still got a client that's been with me like 2 years, so on and off though. So they come back. It depends on what situation that they're in. So it depends whether you want to see like work every 2 weeks, which is like one-on-one, so we have a session every 2 weeks, or we can have a session each week. It just depends on the actual client, what they want as well. Because the thing is, obviously, your lives change a lot in daily, don't and certain things can happen. And then sometimes, especially when a lady's wanting to leave, but they're not quite there yet, and they want certain me to go through certain things with them, but you're there in the capacity of listening to them, and then putting forward things that they can actually do straight away. So it does vary. It varies. But my main thing is around financial abuse. So, and when you've been emotionally abused, you've 99.9% been financially abused too. So it is around that. And that's where I map out where they actually are in their journey, because some women have resources, or they don't think they have resources, but they do. So it's
Hmm.
working with the resources that they have. So yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what
Yeah.
I'm.
I'm also curious about your perspective on this, but whenever I get talking about the one-on-ones and basically the structure of these offers, I'm always thinking about the future and what is really coming ahead. Because you have to look at these things from the perspective of the impact that you have on these ladies' lives,
Yes,
but
yeah,
also as a business owner, right? And when
yes,
we talk about one-on-ones, eventually you're gonna hit that position where
yeah.
all day long you're just spending time on those one-on-ones,
Yeah,
which is going to get to the point where it's not really scalable anymore, right? There's
no,
several
that's
several different alternatives in terms of what you can do, but what is your perspective on the scalability of such a business?
the scalability of one-on-ones. As you say, you can get completely booked out with one-on-ones, and that was not my intention. So I do limit the one-to-ones that I have, because I want to do more of workshops and in-person events, because I really believe now, especially women that are going through all of this, they want that connection. So I did hold an event at the end of June, and that became really apparent. Like people were asking, "Oh, are you going to do any more things?" And it's getting women together so that you can create a community that actually they can help each other as well. So it's going on like that as well for me.
No, I think that the sense of community can really be a game changer in your industry as well. But I know for a fact there's a ton of people in your industry who sees it, they see it as something pretty much impossible to do just because of the nature of the issue and really being a sensitive topic.
Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, and actually I did find, because the thing is it depends on how you angle the title of the actual event,
Hmm.
because I called it like with abuse, whereas women, it they feel, and I know this because from experience, because would I have gone to an event like that in my marriage? Maybe no, because of the deep sense of shame that you feel and you don't want anyone else to know. And it's like, but if you do it kind of a generic, like divorce, then that's different because, so I learned that by just doing that first event, but I learned it by just doing it, taking the action and doing it, and then thinking, oh, yeah, I'll tweak that to maybe do this next time.
Very true.
Yeah,
Very true. There
that
is a
kind of,
couple of principles that are present here. Maybe we're gonna dive into this later, but I want to take this chance because we're starting to talk about basically about how to present yourself in the business. And we all know that in terms of growing a company and really scaling, you need to have the ability to have like a good client acquisition system in place, get in front of the right clients at the right time, right? So what I
yeah.
also want to talk about is the back end side of the business. And more specifically, what is it that you currently do on the front of marketing and maybe lead generation to
Yeah.
make all of this happen?
Okay, well, I've got now a financial quiz to see, because the thing is, a lot of women don't realize they are actually being financially abused too, as well as the emotional abuse around it. So it's really straightforward. They just do this quiz, and that's a lead generation. The first thing I started doing was that people would download my wealth checklist to build an email list. And so now with my email list, I am going to start like sending regular emails, because that's the thing, isn't it? It's like getting to do that as well as the social media posts. I do a lot on social media, I do post quite a lot on Facebook and stuff, but the thing is, your email list is yours, isn't it? So it's doing more of that, and then doing blogging as well. But now that I'm here in Essex, it's just going to be just also as well with the offline stuff, like with networking and connecting with people and collaborate, that sort of thing as well. That's what I feel. That's what I feel moving forward
Yeah,
in terms
yeah,
of that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like it though. I definitely would add on top of this by saying that, the more you can do, the better. But the reality of it all is when you really think about marketing and being successful with it, you should just take one component, master it, and then move on to something else and just
Yeah.
build it on top of each other. So that's
Yeah.
that's a good thinking behind it that you have right there. So I just wanted to say that. But also everything that you've mentioned so far is on the side of organic, right? Which I know there is a lot of frustration typically
Yes.
talking about
Yeah.
sources like this because of the inconsistency. So I'm
That's
curious,
right. Yeah.
are you dabbling also into like paid advertisement on social media to create something more
Yeah.
predictable or?
Yeah. I've basically boosted some posts, the ones that organic that do quite well.
Mhm.
So it's boosting the posts, which I haven't done as much as I had done before, but I'm going to be starting doing that more so now and being more strategic with that side of things, because you do get more in front of people and then you get more inbound queries and stuff like that with that.
Exactly.
So I think that is definitely, you have to do that as well. But I've also got, a VA that helps, plus a business coach as well. So we like work on things each month. So
This is
yeah.
exactly what I wanted to talk about now. So it nicely
Right.
ties into it. But I was just thinking about the fact that the more you build on top of whatever you've set as the fundamentals for the business, it's taken a lot of time. There's several different activities on several different fronts. So
Yes.
is the idea basically creating your own internal teams in the future, maybe for marketing,
Yeah,
sales,
maybe.
fulfillment?
Yeah. Yes,
Right.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
so.
what have you envisioned in that part of
Well,
the
my
business?
vision is to basically end domestic abuse. That's my vision, to actually highlight this a lot more. And I know that in the UK, like a lot of soaps and real-time kind of TV highlights this now. But I think I think we need to do a lot more, and especially with the court systems here, still, even though coercive abuse is against the law, it's proving that to it's proving it really, because there's still not as many people that can prove it because it's psychological abuse. So it's not hitting someone, but there's no visible bruises as such, but psychologically you're
Yeah,
damaged because it affects your brain on a cellular level. So to process all of that, even when you've been through a divorce, to get out the other side, you still it there's still triggers there. We're all a work in progress at the end of the day. It's what it
very true.
so that's yeah, it's just ongoing. But yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and also one more thing. I mean, when you talk about issues like issues that you solve, like there is no such thing as overnight success. So even
No,
though in
not
the
at all.
introduction, I mentioned one of your clients who basically said it took just one session to really feel better and see the future brighter,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
that doesn't really mean that I'm going to solve all of my problems and issues within
No.
one session or 1 week
No.
even,
No,
right? So
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's a little bit complex here, but yeah,
Yeah, exactly that, because you're not gonna solve. You need tools in the toolbox. So that's what you're
yeah,
giving the client, especially through brain spotting as well. But it's just, that's a therapy that I use within the coaching one-to-one. So yeah, it's not just going to solve everything. Nothing,
yeah,
the thing is, even I'm working still on
sure.
myself and investing in myself all the time, because the thing is, that's what you've got to do. You've got to keep doing it and keep progressing forwards and moving forwards. And I think it's really important that we do that, everyone really.
As
So,
with anything
as
else
with
in life.
anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
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 Now, Gina, you made a big claim, bold and ambitious claim of really aiming to end the domestic and financial abuse in the future. So I want to talk about the future a little bit more. And more specifically, when you think about the short-term goals, maybe the next 6 to 12 months, what would you say really are the biggest goals, targets, revenue, milestones that you have set for yourself?
Well, being back here, because I'm from Essex originally, and it's right near London, and there's just so much more opportunity here to actually progress. And I just want to do more in-person stuff to actually get out there and speak as well. I've spoken at a couple of events now, and I really want to do more of that, because that's a way of getting in front of people as well. And I think for me personally, that is my aim, to do that, and to do more of the VIP days and the divorce reset, so that they've got like a day and a night, then we can really go through that, and then have sessions afterwards to embody all of what you've learned basically in that day, because it's just not like a one and done sort of thing. It's
Yeah.
ongoing. So that's what I would like to achieve more of. And I think, because actually by being with a person in that day, it just makes the transformation is incredible, right?
Yeah.
They feel as though they can, and then it's just following on after that, really. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like it's incredible that we live in today's day and age where you can basically provide the services to anybody in the world because we can work online.
Yes,
And
of course,
that goes
yeah.
for you as well. But I
Yes.
definitely see like the benefits of really spending that time with those women in real life, having a
Yes.
strong and connected community and really going through all of the pieces needed to make an actual transformation. So I love
Well,
that.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel that I want to do more of. And that's
Sure.
why I've come back here, because
Sure.
it's easier in terms of just distance, really, of getting
Yeah.
to different places. So yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. I mean, obviously, we've mentioned several of your goals. There is a lot of ambition. So you want to grow and scale the company and have a bigger impact, which is beautiful. Now, when you think about growing that way, out of everything, what would you say could become really the biggest challenge to make it happen?
Well, I suppose it's getting team together, to for the goals that you want, but it's actually what are their goals as well. Because and it's actually seeing it from the perspective of the people that you work with as well. Like, even though it's you want to do certain things, but it's actually getting the right people on board as well. I think that's really important because I've seen other people do things, and you're always going to get challenges because I've run teams in companies before, like I was like a management accountant and financial controller, so I know what it's like to work for someone and then run a team. And there's a lot of stuff
So
that can happen.
just to make sure that I understand, you mean basically looking for the alignment with the people
Yes, yeah,
who are
with the
supposed to
people that
join
you're
the
going to take
ecosystem.
on, yeah,
Yeah,
because yes, that sort of thing. And I think, yeah, that's
gotcha. Yeah,
that's the thing that, but you have to be in alignment with your and feel that it's the right thing as well for you to take forward. Because you can become comfortable, I think, with
oh,
what you're
easily.
doing and
Yeah,
actually not taking the risk. But if you don't take a risk, you actually risk everything anyway. Because I took a risk by leaving my ex-husband. I just left, but he didn't think I'd see it through. I did, and a lot of other women do too. But it's just, taking that further. And it's the scary thing is because every new devil, you know, is yeah, it's hard, it's difficult, but it's just, but it's what you want. It's you have to step into it really, don't you? So
sure. I mean, listen, the easiest thing there is just staying comfortable, right?
it
And one
is,
thing that I
yeah.
always say is that if nothing changes, nothing
No,
changes.
that's right.
It's
Nothing
easy as
changes,
that.
nothing.
So, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Love it. Gina,
exactly.
before we wrap this up, I want to ask you one last question. This is one of my favorite ever, but obviously you've been in the business for quite some time now. So if you retrospectively look back and if you could maybe even travel back in time and speak to your younger self, what would be the best piece of advice that you would give yourself?
I would go back in time and say, always be true to yourself, always stand in your truth because you matter, your needs matter. And it's not selfish, it's self-care because I always put others' needs ahead of mine. And I don't now. And boundaries are really important. They're for you, not for everyone out there, for you. If someone crosses them, they don't need to know, but you know. So it's really important to put yourself first, basically. That's
Yeah,
what,
I love it. I
yeah.
always love to finish up with a bit of wisdom, so I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yeah. Now,
yeah.
Gina, this has been a great conversation. So I think this wraps up another insightful episode of Founders Future. I want to say thank you for taking the time sharing this story with the audience and with me. And if anybody from the listeners wanted to get in touch, maybe even work with you one day, what is the best way to go about it?
The best way is to go on my website, which is www.ginablundell.co.uk. Everything's on there. You can book a call. You can connect with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
Love it. So
And yeah, calendar links on there.
ginab.co.uk, correct?
Yeah, Gina B. And that
Mhm.
the reason for that, I didn't want to use my married because my married name is Blundell, but my maiden name was Beecham, but I just wanted to be with the BEE because like beginnings and new beginnings, which
Oh, I
divorce
love
is.
that.
It's not the end, it's the beginning of a new life, basically. So
Beautiful. Awesome. Everybody reach out to Gina. Gina is amazing. Thank you again for the
thank you.
conversation. Appreciate
That's
it.
great.
Now, to our listeners, if today's conversation inspired you as well, make sure to subscribe to Founders Future on your favorite platform. And also, if you're a business owner, more specifically a consultant or a coach, or you have an agency and you're trying to scale the business and really enhance both your marketing and sales efforts, also visit closers.io, get in touch with our team, and discover how exactly we scaled our business from zero to over 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until
Wow.
then, keep on climbing, and I'll see you on the next one.